Stick around if you guys want to consistently hit your shots like this on controller. Good night. Ooh, good night. I just deleted this guy. Good night. Good night. Good night.
There, yep. I'm gonna rip that car. Oh, you're ash with my save.
Oh, good night, buddy. Shredded. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be going over all of my settings, all of my sensitivity stuff, all of my Xbox settings for what I use in Rainbow Six Siege. This video has been getting requested a lot recently, so I did want to get it out sooner than later. So here we go. First off, I'm going to jump right into the settings. So on general, the only thing that really matters here is the semi-automatic or manual for the drone after prep. You don't want to have automatic because then it's going to boot you right off your drone and it could get shot at the worst moment. Semi-automatic puts you off your teammate's drone still because that doesn't really matter too much anyway. It's not like you're controlling it. And then manual does both. So I just use semi-automatic. And for the HUD settings, I'll just go through it. I use on for everything. I think it's all standard except for my health. I just turn that off because I don't like having it below me, like reminding me I'm 1 HP. So I'm like scared to make a play or something. I don't think it would matter too much anyway, but my health is already at the top, so it's no big deal to me. For audio settings, this is important. I use night mode. I believe night mode is the best because you can hear footsteps from farther away, but I have heard TV's good and hi-fi from some people. I would never use hi-fi because that just makes the gunshots and everything louder. So I feel like that would just make it worse all around, but I mean, hey, if you have a certain headset, maybe that's the play. I use earbuds though. I will be going over that kind of stuff later after my Siege settings. That'll be in the Xbox settings portion, including like my bindings and everything and the controller I use. On display, I am on next gen. I use the Xbox Series S, not the X, but the S. It works just fine too for that. I get over 120 FPS at all times. Make sure that's on performance and not resolution. Resolution will make it look better, but you'll only be getting 60 FPS, and you do not want that. I need to upgrade my monitor soon too. My monitor's only like 75 hertz, so I don't even get to take advantage of the full 120 yet. But it gets the job done. For FOV, I use 84. I would use 90, but I'm pretty blind, so not the best eyesight means I will be having a lot of trouble seeing some things from far away. So yeah, I just feel like 84 is better, and everybody's like super fast when you're on 90. 90 does feel great. Like there's no recoil on anything, even more than 84. But I feel like 84 is just a good balance of the two. I would never personally go below 80, but definitely don't go below 75. I've seen some people with like 70 or even 60 still, and that's just crazy to me. You're just throwing. You are putting yourself at a massive disadvantage using like 60 FOV still, because you're not going to be seeing people that are literally within a few feet of you to the sides, if they are. I just feel like it's not good. Everything is slower, so it's easier to hit, but also your senses feels way off. I tried it one time in like a training grounds a couple seasons ago, and it was so bad. And I switched right on back. I use 65 brightness. Anything like 55 to 65 is good, I feel like. It just depends on your monitor, really. My monitor is a little darker at times and also a little brighter. I do need to get a new one, like I said. If anybody is wondering about my monitor, since I did say I'm going over everything, I use the Acer something. I don't know what it's called. It's Acer, and it's 24 inches, so maybe 24.5 inches, I'm not sure, but I don't recommend it. It's not really the best, but it is like a decent starting monitor. Maybe it'll be a good secondary monitor for my Twitch streams I'll be doing again soon. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitch, sieqe. I'm going to be doing more and more streams soon enough here. The first one had a massive turnout compared to what I thought. It was great. I did upload the VOD too, did viewer 1v1s. I'll be doing more soon though. Okay, on the controls, vibration disabled. I feel like that puts yourself at a disadvantage right there too. I would never use vibration, so my controller starts shaking around when I'm trying to shoot people. That just feels like it would be annoying. Make sure your gadget and drone deployment is advanced, especially drone deployment, so you can bait people with your drones. You can throw it, they'll think you're on the drone, and they will start running at you, and you can get a freebie every time. Works like a charm still. For controller layout, I don't use anything special here. I just use default. For inputs, I don't use anything here either. In case you're wondering, I don't change any of that stuff. Again, I'll show you my Xbox bindings after. For controller rotation, I use classic. I don't use updated. I've never really tried it though. I played well before they added this, so I never wanted to change because I felt good on this already. But I know some people do use updated and it's good too. So just personal preference at the end of the day. I just use classic. So here's the fun part. I'm sure this is why everybody's here. I use 55 vertical, 80 horizontal for my sensitivity. I think this is a really good number. I've been on this for a while now. I used to use 40-60 like 6 months ago, and then I changed and I've never looked back. Maybe I'll even raise it again soon here, since I've been used to this one now. But that's a very good sense number. For Deadzones, I do have some left stick drift, so I use 12. I don't know about this controller. I've been switching controllers a lot recently. Right now I'm on the PowerA controller. Yeah, PowerA still. I'll have it linked in the description below too if you want to check it out. It's like the $26 one or something. That's how much it cost me on Amazon. It's like a fine controller, something special though. I'll be getting the Elite 2 soon. I do recommend the Elites for sure if you're on Xbox. My right stick Deadzone doesn't have any drift though, that's why I use 3. I feel like 3, it just gives you a little bit like faster inputs than 5 used to. I wouldn't go below that though, because then it starts getting a little bit more drifty. Maybe 2 or 3 is the sweet spot. I do like the 12.3 though right now. Maybe when I get the Elite 2, I'll turn this down to 5.2 on the left stick. We'll see. For the Deadzones on the triggers, I use 25 here. I use 10 for the right. I feel like that's good. Sometimes I still shoot like 1 bolt on accident because this Deadzone setting they added. I feel like the default used to be like 25 before this was a thing, because I do ADS sometimes even with 25 when I don't even mean to, like I'm barely pressing it. So I feel like it's way more responsive than it used to be. So I use 25-10, and this feels like a good number. For my controller ADS, 25 for the 1X, 29 for the 1.5. Those are the main ones. I feel like they're about average. I know some people use lower, some people use higher, but I feel like these are good numbers to have. And then just 33 for the 2X. I go up 4 and then 4. I don't use the 2.5 or any of these higher scopes really. But when I play Cali for the videos, I'll have to, I guess. And Glaz. I'm trying to get to all the operator requests on my solo queue videos. Go check out that playlist too if you're new here. I do a solo queue to champ series on the channel. That's like the main thing I do. We've been making great progress. We have a very high win rate this season. Also, hopefully they can fix the servers soon, but we'll look past that for now. On aim, I use hold. Toggle would be very tough. I don't know how anybody would do that. I would love to hear if anybody uses the toggle options in the comments down below. That would be crazy. And for the advanced options, I use disabled. Everything to 0. I'd recommend setting it to 0 and then turning it to disabled, just to make sure, because I feel like on one of my accounts, it was all messed up for like a few games on the first season I played this. Like on my solo queue playlist, it was all weird, just because some of these were on, even though it was disabled. So I'd make sure to turn those to 0 if you're having any problems with delay or whatever. On accessibility, I use black optic color with 100. I know a lot of people don't use black. That's like a rare thing to see. I get comments about that all the time, but I feel like black, it doesn't like mess with my vision. It's not too bright, so I'm focusing on what I'm looking at on the screen, like the other players I'm shooting, compared to like the reticule itself, so I don't get distracted on it. Maybe it's all in my head. It probably doesn't matter. I used to use like white. I used to use yellow a lot. So I mean, that's just personal preference. At the end of the day, I'm sure I could use anything and it'd be fine. Make sure your screen shake is off, though. That's a huge thing. Always have this off. Another thing I use differently than usual for most people is the team color, not the optic color. I use orange for my team and blue for the other team because I feel like on blue for the opposing team, gadget colors like claymores especially, that's the biggest thing, stick out a lot more than orange or red with like light surfaces. Like imagine, let's just say a claymore on coastline, like the office double door. If that door's broken, you're going to see a blue claymore a lot easier than a orange one or a red one, which are the standard colors for enemy teams. So I just feel like it's easier to see for me. So that's the only reason I do that. I'm used to it now anyway. Like once I see an orange Mozzie drone or whatever, I know it's ours. Or like our own drones, I know they're mine. So you just gotta get used to it if you change it. It's all personal preference at the end of the day, even sensitivity. There's no best sensitivity. I know this video is going to be titled like best settings or whatever, but that's just my personal preference. These are the best settings for me. You will have to mess around and find yours too. I do have older videos on my channel as well going over how to find your perfect sensitivity, so check those out for sure. They will be in the tips playlist on my channel. And they still do work to this day. There's like a really good drill thing I go over to help you find your sense. That's everything in the Siege settings though, so let me go to the Xbox settings now. Okay, so here we are on the headset volume and mixer settings. Some people were asking about this in my comments before, so I did want to show you. I have the monitoring all the way down too because it makes a weird static noise. I don't know what that even is, but it's all the way off. I have the chat mixer 2 from the very top at this point, and the headset volume all the way to the max. Currently, I'm using HyperX Cloud earbuds, if you wanted to know what I'm running for that. I don't use headphones. I've always thought headphones were uncomfortable to me, so been an earbud user for life. I did use a headset at one point for like a few months, but I didn't really like it too much. And then I switched back to the earbud and I felt great. I just feel like I can play better with them. I feel more comfortable, so I've always been an earbuds player myself. I used to use Apple earbuds for like pretty much like the last year almost at this point, when I wasn't using the headset for a bit. Just the standard Apple EarPods, I think they're called. Not AirPods, but EarPods. They're like the wired option. So they do fit in the controller for me. But recently I did acquire the HyperX Cloud earbuds, and I do recommend. They are very good. My sound is insane. They go in your ear, so it's kind of like you have headphones in a way. They're not going to be as good quality-wise as headphones, obviously, but they get the job done so good for me. I love them so far. And I think I'm going to keep loving them too. And the quality is amazing on them too. Like listening to music on them or whatever. Top-notch stuff. I do recommend. So here's my controller layout. I don't use anything different from default. I used to use on a standard controller, I would use RB to crouch and then B for gadget, which was tough, obviously. But I feel like crouching with RB on the standard controller is the move because pressing B does not get the job done unless you play claw, which I can't do. So I'd recommend RB if you're on a standard controller. It's going to be tough to throw gadgets, like I said, like smoke canisters, but it's worth it. I'm using the Power A controller, like I said now, and it has like a little back paddle. So I use the left back paddle for crouch, and I don't use the right paddle for anything. And I'm going to do the same with the Elite 2, I think. I think that's pretty much going to do it for this video, though, guys. I hope you did enjoy and found this helpful. If you did, leave a like down there below. That really helps me out a lot. Tell me if you want a recoil video soon again, too, like in the range. I've done a couple before on my channel, but it has been a little bit, so I can definitely do an upgraded one if you want. Just tell me what you want to see down there, as always. I appreciate all the support, too. We're already halfway to 8,000 subscribers now from 7. Absolutely insane to me. Unreal still. And I thank you guys so much for all that. We're on the road to 10K soon. So subscribe if you are new and like these videos. It does mean a lot to me. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.